Latest information on Tesla vs BYD. December 9, 2022, Friday. The average wholesale price of mainstream car companies in November is also released. The self-owned brand BYD leads the way with an average price of 176,000 yuan. Among the joint venture brands, Buick has a higher average price because it has MPV models. The average price of other mainstream joint venture brands is no longer comparable to BYD. On December 7, Li Ku, executive vice president of BYD, said in an interview on Tuesday that she does not think Tesla is a competitor of BYD, because its success means more people are learning how to make electric vehicles. She said, "Our competitors, or our enemies, are internal combustion engine vehicles." In November this year, BYD's achievements in the overseas new energy market. In Israel, BYD sold 2,333 vehicles, ranking first in new energy vehicles. Tesla 2,300 vehicles, second. In Thailand, BYD sold 1,502 vehicles, ranking first in new energy vehicles. In Australia, BYD sold 845 vehicles, ranking second in new energy vehicles. Tesla Model Y 1805 vehicles, number 1. In New Zealand, BYD sold 475 vehicles, ranking second among new energy vehicles. Tesla Model Y 1099 vehicles, number 1. In 14 European countries, BYD sold 281 vehicles, ranking number 22 among new energy vehicles. Tesla 4518 vehicles, the first. BYD mainly delivered to Norway, 132 vehicles, the Netherlands, 98 vehicles, and other countries in Europe, and sales have not yet been fully launched. On the 2022 Forbes Best CEO list in China, BYD CEO Wang Chuanfu overwhelmed CATL's Robin Zhang Yuchuan, NetEase Ding Lei, etc., topping the list. Among the Fortune 500 companies in the world in 2022, BYD has also successfully entered the list. 5. BYD is looking for lithium supplies around the world, Executive Vice President Stella Li said in an interview on Tuesday. In Chile, it is negotiating to enter a mining project and apply for a license to turn the raw material into battery cathodes. The automaker also wants to invest in lithium projects in Africa, although it has identified infrastructure deficiencies there. 6. Preliminary statistics from the China Passenger Federation. Overall passenger car sales continued to decline year-on-year and month-on-month, while new energy vehicles continued to rise sharply year-on-year and month-on-month. From November 1 to 30, the passenger car market retailed 1.701 million units, a year-on-year decrease of 6% and a year-on-year decrease of 8%. Passenger car manufacturers wholesaled 2.005 million units, a year-on-year decrease of 7% and a month-on-month down 9%. Wholesale sales of new energy passenger vehicles were 730,000 units, an increase of 70% year-on-year, an increase of 8% month-on-month. The wholesale penetration rate was around 36%. Retail sales were about 650,000 units, an increase of 80% year-on-year and an increase of 18% month-on-month. Retail penetration rate about 38%. 7. Leo Koguan, Tesla's third-largest individual shareholder, after Musk and Larry Ellison, sent an open letter to the board of directors today calling for a buyback. 8. In November this year, Tesla China exported 37,798 vehicles. SAIC Motor exported 17,696 new energy vehicles. BYD Auto exported 12,138. Dongfeng EasyJet exported 5,243. Geely Automobile exported 2,654. And SAIC GM Wuling exported 1,898 vehicles. 9. This year is the busiest year for export orders for lithium battery equipment, and workers must work in 3 shifts to meet production demand. The current export orders have been placed until September next year. 10. In November of this year, Toyota's sales in the Chinese market fell by 18.4%, Honda's fell by 42.8%, and Nissan's plunged by 52.5%. Honda, Toyota, and Nissan have all declined for more than 3 consecutive months in the Chinese market, and Honda has fallen for half a year. Japanese cars that were once popular in the China domestic market suddenly became unpopular? 11. China Advanced Industry Research Institute, GGI, predicts that China's energy storage battery will exceed 120 GWh in 2022, a year-on-year increase of nearly 300%. Buffett quote, "85% of my investment philosophy comes from Graham and 15% from Philip Fisher." Dr. Zhang's interpretation. The classic Book of Changes in traditional Chinese culture is divided into two parts, Dao and Shu, but many people only see the Shu part and ignore the really important part of Dao. It is a common phenomenon, but throughout the ages, the real masters are the masters of Taoism. Buffett learned the essence of investment from his teacher Graham, including the difference between investment and speculation, margin of safety, circle of ability, long-term holding stocks, etc. These are the part of Dao in investment theory, but unfortunately many people are not interested. In fact, these are the core parts of Buffett's investment theory, and they are actually more important to ordinary people who do not have much resources. I personally think that 95% of investment for ordinary people is investment philosophy. Thank you for reading, supporting, and subscribing so that we can continue to make better programs.